Hi, my name is Brian Riggs, and in this video, we're going to talk about a short left-hand warm-up you can do as you begin your day practicing on the classical guitar. This warm-up will help you develop strength in your left hand and also help you improve your accuracy. So in just a minute, we'll look at a close-up of the left hand to see how you do this exercise. We're just going to play a chromatic scale on one string, but before we do that, let's talk about the correct way to place your left-hand finger. This is a question I get a lot, is where exactly do you want to place your left-hand finger when you play a note? And one thing you can do, I saw this in a master class, is you can turn your guitar around and you can tap your left-hand fingers against the back of the guitar neck. And if you find the spot where you get the most sound, that's where you want to be pressing the note. That's the exact spot on your fingertip where you want to be pressing the note. Probably don't want to be too far into the pad of your finger because you're not going to get a lot of strength against the note, and then you'll have to press really hard and a lot of things will come into play that way. So once you find that place, you always want to be on that exact same spot on your fingertip as you play. So it's on your fingertip, not in the pad, but not too close to the nail either. You want to be pretty close to your fingernail without being exactly right on the fingernail. You want a little bit of space in between the fingernail and the point of contact on the note. So we'll take a look at the left hand in more detail in a second, but what we're going to do is we're going to start by playing on the third string. So we go two strings up from the floor, and we play the third string, and we're going to have the first finger play the first fret. And then we're going to have the second finger play the second fret, third finger play the third fret, and the fourth finger play the fourth fret. Now as I play each finger, I let go of the previous finger, I don't keep pressing down. Next we're going to do is have the pointer finger, the index finger, come over to the second fret, and we're going to repeat that process. So index finger, middle, then go to the next fret for ring finger or third finger, and then fourth finger or pinky, and then we'll keep going. So there's that moment where the pinky is on the fifth fret, now the index finger comes over to the third fret, and we start the process over. I keep going. We want to be really mindful of not letting go of the fingers too much, because if they let go too much and come too far away from the fingerboard, then when we play the next note, it's going to have a long distance to travel, and it's going to take up a lot of time and a lot of effort, and that's really going to slow people down. That's going to make it difficult to play fast passages. So this is a really good way to practice, even though we're playing very slowly at first, which I really recommend. Make sure that we're not lifting too much. Even from the angle of the camera straight on here, it may be difficult to see if I'm lifting up the finger that much. It almost looks like it might actually be down. It's really close. And what we want to do is go all the way so that the pinky ends up on the 12th fret. So let's take a look at this in detail with the left hand. We can see from this angle that we want the left hand to be set up so that we're covering 4 frets all the time. Now when you're playing, it's really good to start at a very slow tempo. And whatever tempo you play, to hold on to the note as long as possible so there's no break in between the sounds. So there is a moment where we hand off between fingers, where the index plays, the middle goes down, and then the index lets go. You don't want to keep all the fingers down and become too rigid like that. However, you do want it to be a little bit of connection, a little bit of overlap in between each note. So I'll keep going. As I mentioned earlier, I think it's a good idea to go so your pinky gets up to the 12th fret. Now when we get to the 12th fret, we'll simply reverse the process. So we'll start with the pinky on the 12th fret and go pinky or fourth finger to third finger to middle or second finger to index or first. Then here we'll put the pinky or the fourth finger to the 11th fret and repeat that process. So each time we're coming down by a half step or 1 fret. So it's a pretty simple warm-up. We want to make sure that we're staying on the same spot of the left hand fingers each time. That is something that will really help you improve your accuracy. And as we were looking at the back of the guitar neck earlier on, that spot where we get the most sound when we knock against the neck, that's where we always want to be placing our left hand fingers. And then a note about the right hand, Keep the right hand really simple. I'm doing index and middle, I and M, alternating. We want the focus to be the left hand. It's a great way to start your practice session so that your fingers get warmed up and they get loose and they get ready to play. So that's a great way to begin your practicing each day, just to get your fingers warmed up as well as your ear getting warmed up so that you're ready to play. It's really important to practice technique because even though when we play performances and recordings and things like that, of course we play actual music, but we don't want to struggle with our pieces. We don't want to struggle with the repertoire. People don't want to hear you struggle with a difficult part of your piece. So it's really important to warm up and develop good technique. Thanks for watching.